Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to SevTech Ages. So, since last episode, I have done a lot of mining. You'll notice there's 8 obsidian chests here next to me. I've been just running around mining, basically focusing on quartz and getting up silicon, ardite, cobalt. And in the process, I came across quite a bit of rock crystals. I actually have a couple more rock crystal veins. Actually, this one I need to remove. Because there were so many rock crystals, I had to come back and go back over there. One time I actually broke so many rock crystals at once that it lagged me out, and I had to get back in because there was just so many entities. But right here, this is, of course, it was mined with Fortune 6. And this was actually just from 3 rock crystal veins. These are all chests filled with rock crystals. This one being the only one that's not totally filled. Quite a bit of rock crystals. I don't think we're going to have to worry about those ever again. I also got a bit more platinum. A few more stacks of that I came across. And if we pop down here, I actually had to expand the storage. We have 35, almost 36 stacks of silicon now. And then we have 9.5 stacks of black quartz. We've got almost 56 stacks of nether quartz. Certus quartz, we have over 2 stacks of charged. We have 11.5 stacks of regular. And then if we pop over here, I went ahead and processed all the ardite and cobalt. I haven't went back to the nether and mined cobalt and ardite. I'm going to after this episode. I haven't went back and mined since I finished mining after last episode, but you can see we almost have 3 stacks of cobalt, almost 2 stacks of ardite. So I need more of this stuff because we're going to be using a lot of cobalt and ardite in the future, but we are doing pretty good on materials for the new age, for age 4. Also, just a side note, in the most recent update, the platinum clusters, we can no longer process these in the alchemy table. Now I changed over so it's processing through the crusher. So the alchemy tables, I'm probably going to leave them up there just for decor and just kind of like a memory type thing, like, oh, we did this one time. But now they're running through the crusher and getting processed there. So just a heads up. But anyways, today we are going to be doing a server tour. So I just wanted to bring that stuff to you guys' attention and show you all those rock crystals. That was pretty awesome. And like I said, I still got 2 more to go back and hit. Just because I didn't have the space on me. I need to make more empty sacks of holding, actually, because they're super cheap. Especially with all the leather that we've got. Though realistically, we can start indoor utilities now, which will definitely help with that. So anyways, on to the server tours. So first up, Wega's right over here. I'll pop over there and show you his base as it is. I mean, he hasn't been on in a while. I know he's been busy with some real life stuff, and then I know he started a new job and stuff. And his base is, for the most part, the same. You guys have already seen the blood magic area. And then over here, this is all pretty much the same as the last time that you guys saw, I do believe. But one new addition that you haven't seen is his astral sorcery area that he was working on. So over here, he has this really nice astral sorcery area. It's a combination of ghost wood, dark wood, and then, is this marble? I think it's marble, yeah. Marble blocks. And then he has, inside of here, I really quite like this, the blue and the white combination going on. As you can tell, the interior is a bit unfinished, but like I said, it was something that he was working on most recently. So, and then if we go up top, he has all of his astral sorcery area up here going on. So his attunement altar setups, he's actually got, I think, 3 of these set up. I need to set up more. I still only have the 1, but I'll probably set up more here soon. But and then he's got his altar set up and everything. So, and I think that's the main change since the last server tour. So there is quite a few bases that'll be pretty quick like that. Also, as a heads up, some of the bases I'm not going to be showing because they're really just age 0, kind of like cobblestone structures. So I'm not going to go over there to those. We're just going to cover the bases that actually, you know, have a bit of progress. And if a base hasn't really changed since the last server tour, which I think most of them have changed at least slightly, like Wega has that addition right there, but we'll try to hit all the changes with all the bases and everything. Oh, and look at my XP level, 231. Yeah, it's actually higher than my book. as far as XP storage goes. I need to put all that in the book at some point, but maybe after this episode. But anyways, over here is Red Rock Mountain Man's, and his base, he's added a little bit more. We have these red cedar walkways that kind of run through here, and he's added a few more platforms and towers and stuff like that. I haven't seen him on in a while, not too long after the last server tour, so the base is still highly unfinished. He did add this little room here that's like a drying room with wooden basins and everything. But I think that's the major thing over here. But I will show you from off at a distance. It's quite impressive to look at off at a distance. Like, look at that. Like, it like spans across all these mountains. Oh, whoops. It spans across all these mountains and looks pretty cool. I do quite like it. But like I said, I haven't seen him on in quite a while. It's generally just about 3 of us on the server right now. So I think that are left playing. So oh, and another quick side note. This is the last one, I promise. I did make some Pneumaticraft repressurized speed upgrades for our hoppers that we set up last episode, and it's fixed pretty much all the problems, water transfer and stuff like that. It has fixed seemingly most of those, at least for right now. I put about 3 in each hopper, and it keeps everything drained out of there. And I mean, we're backed up on plastic sheets and all that now as well. So anyways, next up we have Galahad's base, which has changed slightly since the last server tour. I know he's cleaned up a lot of the ground around here and like all throughout here. Because I know in the past, and I think it was this way in the last server tour, there was a lot of like broken ground. He's cleaned all of that up, and I think this was here in the last server tour, but he has added, I know I showed this off, I think on a stream in the past, but he did add this clock tower, which is quite nice. I do quite like this. And I like the theme of his build. What is that at the top? That looks like a hopper. Oh no, it's a Galacticraft parachute chest. Up here. A parachest. At the top of his clock tower. That's awesome. Anyways, he has added in, let's see, I think some of this here is different. Like if we go downstairs, there's a mob farm area. He's got his experience singularity tank right there. And this appears to be what's going to be a sacrificial altar set up, probably to kill the mobs that come out of there. And then down here we have actually additions set up in environmental tech, the oh, what is it called? Buff structure, the nanobots. That's what I was trying to think of. Down here as well, some random Gal Gadorian on the ground. I'm gonna put this in a chest for him because maybe it's not supposed to be on the ground. I don't know. And then down here, which he has been, I think he's been on and off a little bit, but for the most part, I haven't seen him on personally, but I think he's been on a little bit semi-recently. But that looks like some kind of a mob grinding system that he's putting together down there. What? The Calipad? I like that. And then if we head upstairs, I think all this is pretty much the same as it was, I think, roughly, during the last server tour. I believe so. Galacticraft area, which I think he was already in Age 5 at the last server tour. And up here, refined storage and some AE2 stuff going on. It's interesting how you use applied energistics with refined storage within this pack. I quite like that. And I don't know if they're going to have us using simple storage network as well, which would be quite interesting to kind of throw into the mix in addition. And then over here, this building I think is pretty much the same. It's all his Pneumaticraft stuff. I think it's pretty much the same as it was in the last server tour. I don't know if this... Huh, okay. This plugs into some kind of a melon system with a bunch of melon drawers down here. And then if we head through, I love this clock tower so much. Over here, I think this building, I think he was just putting together during the last server tour, I think. But he's got some machines in here, and let's see. I imagine there's probably an elevator around here somewhere. I think there's an upstairs. Maybe not. There is an upstairs. I remember going up there one time when I was looking around. I think we have to enter right here. And then up here we have some more machines, mechanism setups. Is what it looks like. Most of it is refinery. And then ore processing, it looks like. Right here. And then, I love these buildings though. They're quite impressive, like when you're standing at the bottom and like looking up. I quite love it. Then back in here, a lot of astral sorcery stuff. And then his, his distillation tower right here. And I think, yeah, right over here I think is his blood magic area. So right back in here, he's got what is that? A tier 4 altar. And it sounds like blazes. Yeah, there's blazes underneath there providing life points. And probably acting as a grinding system for blaze rods as well, I imagine. Or blaze powder, I mean. And then I think that's most of it. There's Abyssal Craft setup. There's his Wither grinding setup. And then I guess there was, used to be, what, maybe a diesel generator or something right here. I'm not for sure, but something was here. And I think that's most of this base. I do believe. I know some people have some stuff set up in space as well. We're not going to be going to space. In this server tour, we're not going to be going to space. I don't think there's anything too extensive set up, but there is, I think, like little temporary bases and stuff in space. Okay, and then over here we have, this is actually the base that I had to go fix that issue the other day with the crops and with the plastic sheets. I'm pretty sure, I was thinking about it the other day, and I'm pretty sure this is RDFA's base. I'm not 100% sure, because this was the other day was the first time I found it, because I was looking for the lag chunks. And I'm pretty sure it is, because the issue only cropped up like the other day, and it's mainly me, Solar Hunt, RDFA that are playing. Then I think Faraday's coming back. He was gone for a couple weeks, so I think he's coming back here soon. I saw him on today, checking on some stuff and everything. So I believe this is RDFA's base. I believe so. But over here, we've got his Astral Sorcery stuff. All throughout here, you know, his different altars and everything. And some rituals. And I know he's changing. This is how it seems like this is how he's doing his ore processing. He is with the, is it Mineralis? Yeah, I think it's Mineralis that is the one that changes the ores, or the stone blocks nearby to ore. So he's doing that for, I guess, ore. Which is interesting because it spawns the abyssal ores. And I'm fairly certain that it might spawn the other ores, because I noticed over here there's like some random stone blocks, and I'm thinking maybe these are diamonds. I think so, but I'm not 100% sure. But anyways, because we got meteors is the route that we took on that. But and then he's got over there is a humongous Twilight Forest tree. One of the full-grown super trees. And then if we pop down here, rainbow oak trees. And let's see, let's start from the bottom of this base. I guess so. I think he is in age 4 at the moment. Yeah, actually I think he hit age 4. He hit age 4 shortly before I did. So he's like, I think he's pretty fresh into age 4. And this is basically what was causing the issues the other day that I had to fix, was dung pipes feeding in. It was upstairs plastic sheet production. But I think I got it all cleaned up and everything. But and I think, okay, this just leads down here. And then he's got a Better with Mods set up over here. Then over here he's got his blood altar set up going. I think it's just tier 3 at the moment. I don't know if he has any. Yeah, I don't think he has any creatures down there, so I don't think it's automated just yet. Yeah, here's his incense altar setup. And then his drawer network, right here. And then over on this side, ores and glowstone, redstone, coal over here. Smeltery, his steel creation and coke brick stuff, and then I see creosote tank on the back there. And then over here, I had to fix this issue as well. It looks like he removed the sign. Yeah, he fixed it up with some item cables. This was where he had the conveyors that were feeding into a chest, so they got backed up. And so now he's got this all set up, which is actually quite nice. I like the way this looks. So he fixed it with item cables. Awesome. Good stuff. And let's head back upstairs. I don't think there's anything else down there. I didn't see anything. And then we'll head up. I don't know if there's a proper entrance to get up here or not yet. I'm not for sure. I don't think so. There's this pathway. This might be the proper entrance. We got a ton of buffalo here. Sheep and horses. I don't think this leads to anything. I think I looked through here the other day and I didn't see anything. Okay, his nether portal is over here. Which I think this was a naturally spawning one, and then he chiseled the blocks, I think. It looks like one of the naturally spawned structures right there. And let's head up. Let's head up here, actually. I don't think there's anything at the top of the hill. No. Okay. Then we'll just head right over here. I wonder... Oh, they don't shock me. And, okay, yeah, right here. This was where the other issue was with the plastic. He probably doesn't need any more plastic. It's probably why he hasn't changed that over. I had to remove the dung pipe. So, plastic, that's how I am. I've got the 64 stacks right now, so it's like stop making plastic sheets and just building up liquid plastic at the moment. But up here is all of his immersive engineering stuff. So he's got his towers right there that are making, well, it looks like they're not running right now, but probably, that one's probably making the naphtha then, looks like. And then a solar tower set up right there, just feeding in water, and that leads, yeah, to that scaffold down below. Steam tank, and then back in here, he's got a bunch of tanks, like that's oil, that is empty, that's naphtha. What is that? Let me get my bucket out. I think that's like lubricant or diesel, one or the other. Diesel, lava, lubricant, gasoline, and kerosene. Right there. And I don't think there's anything back here. And then his windmill's set up and upgraded. Not fully upgraded, but upgraded quite a bit. And he's got another one right there that looks to be... Oh, it's missing 2 upgrades. And this one I think is fully upgraded. Yeah. And then he's got one of the turbines right here. And actually he's only pulling out, if you're watching this RDFA, you might want to pull out on all 6, because it increases the power production. Because if you're keeping it filled with steam anyway, it increases power production, is what I found. Because it generates more than what 2 alternators can transfer. And I think that's everything in this base, I believe. I don't think I missed anything. Let me have one more over real quick. Yeah, that seems to be everything. So, I do believe. So, on to the next one. Oh, and here's his base from the sky. Actually, I've been meaning to show you those. Like, there's Wega's base from the sky. Or from the, from Journey Map. And then, over here is Calahad's base. Right there. And Red Rock Mountain Man. Right here. Oh, and actually the next one is close up, which, the next one we're going to look at is Team Derp, which I don't think Team Derps has changed all that much since the last server tour. I know I was over here, there's a couple new buildings, and their Astral Sorcery area up here, or no, I'm sorry, it's Abyssalcraft area. It looks like, I think this was an Astral Sorcery setup, and then they changed it over to Abyssalcraft, but... and then over here, what is that? Oh, Monolith Pillar right there. And probably feeding this pedestal here. There's actually a block that'll clear the snow. I can't remember what it's called. It's in the pack because I was looking at it, but I was like, I wish I'd had that in back on all the mods. Actually, there's a spot over here that I totally missed on this base. It's a little pathway that goes up, the Weedwood walkways, which that's one thing. I've been meaning to use those in a couple spots. We will in our base. But these are from the Between Lands, and they increase your movement speed slightly when you're on them. So, and then it looks like a Between Lands little farming area and the portal. So I almost missed that. Sorry about that. So anyways, we'll head back over here to Team Derps, and I don't think they've been on a whole lot since the last server tour either. I know Raven was in space, and then I think he forgot some armor when he went into space and died and lost everything, and then I think he quit after that. So I don't think there's been a whole lot of progress, and I don't think I haven't seen any of the other Team Derp members since I know Raven left. So I think the walls are definitely cleaned up quite a bit since the last time we were over here, like finished out and stuff on this end. They look quite nice actually, and I do quite like that. Stairway going down. But for the most part, I don't know of too much that's changed over here. I know they've done some stuff, like they've traded out their drawer network that was over here. Now there's like a cloche room and bonsai trees, which we're going to be getting into those next episode. I'm super excited about those. We're going to be farming like all the wood types. But this used to be the side of their drawer networks, and now it's other stuff. So cooking with blockhead stuff over here, and I always get lost down these like little tunnels. This little tunnel area. Hey, there's a parrot. And then down here, I think this is all. I've been looking for this stone. I still cannot find it. The crag rock. I have not found a crag rock. I've been keeping an eye on it since like the beginning of the pack, but future farming area right here. But I still haven't managed to find any crag rock. I have not. It's just kind of a bummer. These all just lead into caves. We looked at these last time. But yeah, I think all this is pretty much the same as in the last server tour. And then the stairs leading up. And this leads like inside the towers here. Let's see. Let's back off. I want to see those from a distance. Actually. Oh yeah. Quite like that. And a little balcony area. Some of the stuff, I mean, there's a lot of work on the walls since the last server tour, but as far as new structures, I know there's some new ones over here. And actually there's one new one, I believe, down in here as well. So if we go down, there's like a road signs from the car mod. And then it leads down into this room here. This is immersive engineering and modular machines. That's the one that makes, I think that's the one that makes obsidian. No, that's industrial drying unit. I know the one that makes the obsidian takes the chisel fan blocks as well. But the new room I was thinking of is back over in here. This room right here. So it's got the compact machine set up right there, and then a little bit of mechanism stuff. And this one wasn't around on the last server tour. So, oh, and it goes down into an AE2 room right in here. Let's see, I think all this over here is, I know the farms were changed over to Between Lands farms right in here, so there is that. And then over here, this is kind of a new room. This is like their, I think it's Galacticraft room. Yeah. Looks like all Galacticraft stuff. In this little area, and then over here, there's this. I'm not sure what this was going to be, but there is this little start of a building. See if there's any hints. Nope, no hints. And then over here, we've got what looks like it's a Cobbleworks. Lava, water, liquid starlight would go into there. And then let's see, the walls continue over. I quite like these walls. Quite a bit. Combination of pitstone and green schist. Over here. And this is the room that I know is newish. We've got glowing vent factory blocks and then water wheels, and you can actually enter from this side. I know this one wasn't here in the last server tour, so we can actually enter right over here. I think it is. Let's see. I think it's up here. Maybe not. Some way to enter. I know it's changed since the last time I was over here. Oh, it's right over on this side. There was an entrance on the front side, I remember. Oh, okay, it's right here. And then where does this go? Underneath the steps. But yeah, right here. Quite like those, like that design there. But this is kind of like a little diesel setup. So we got a diesel engine. We've got the refinery. We've got the fermenters and squeezers over here. Some cloches feeding it, and then a bunch of power cables coming through, insulated. And that is all of Team Derp Space. I think that's any different since the last server tour, I do believe. Okay, so right over here we have Solar Hunt's base in this little area, and he is actually going for, he's going to be building Yggdrasil, from what I understand, and I'm not sure what's up on top of this tower. It's massive. Oh, there's actually a ladder right here. I'll climb faster that way. It goes up, I don't know, like it goes up, I think, to build height. It may just be like a reference point for, you know, how high he's going. I need to do that this weekend myself, put down some reference points. Looks like, no, there's a beneath teleporter right here. I bet he did that because he's been looking for aquamarine, so I bet he did that just to make it a little bit easier because he was having some issue with aquamarine, finding that. Woo! So, anyways, in the first tree building here, this is, looks like a lot of his workshop storage stuff at the moment. And you could see, oh, well, I think this chest is just supposed to be maple wood. He's using a lot of maple wood. So, I know he's working on, right now he's working on moving up to getting a tree beacon to make it a little bit easier. And then he's got his Between Lands teleporter inside the tree here. Right in there. And then if we head outside, I mean, there's a lot of, like, the TC stuff. There's some Astro Sorcery stuff around here. A little bit of smelting setup. Over here, a little bit more Astro Sorcery stuff. But his base continues on. It's actually quite big. And I'm really excited to see what comes of this. Because it's going to be big. It's definitely going to be big. So over here, he's got his animals set up. A nice little stable area. I quite like this little stable section. And then if we head through, we are moving into what's going to be the actual base, I believe. So there's a lot of maple wood through here. And actually, if we pop out here, let's go around it because you can actually get an idea of like the size of it that he's working at. Oh, and actually, if you want to see Team Derp Space, there's Team Derp Space from the sky, from the map. And then over here is his base from the map. So I have this massive like stump that's coming together. And, okay, yeah, right over here. I knew he had some branches or some roots started kind of coming out from that. So that he's working on. And he's one of the people that are that's still playing. So. But anyways, if we head through here, I quite like this little like bridge leading into it. He's got some drawers set up. Sakura wood right there. This leads, where does this lead? Oh, it just leads outside. Okay. But if we head upstairs, then at the top it's just flat right now. But I'm curious to see, especially once it gets the tree beacon available, I'm curious to see how all this evolves and everything. And I know he said he got his altar. Actually, just earlier, he told me he got his altar set up. So he finally found enough aquamarine to kind of progress with Astro Sorcery. So he got his, like tier 1 setup going for that. And look at the stable from the outside. Looks quite good. And I'm kind of curious to see if he's going to connect this tree over to that tree or how that's going to work. With, you know, using that one and everything. And there's another, looks like another Between Lands tree right there. No, that's not a portal tree though. That's just a between lands weedwood tree. Okay, and then next up we have Belgor's base, which is, this is actually Belgor's, and then over there we have Diroy Mags. So we'll get to that one in just a second, but his base, yeah, here's the entrance. And if we step through here, he's got, this one is quite a bit different. I think in the last server tour it was mainly like cobblestone walls. His was the one I was unsure of in the last server tour whose it was, because he was somewhat newer on the server at the time. And by the way, if you are playing on the server, if you haven't been on in a while, during the course of the server tour, I'm also cleaning up chunk loaders because we have a lot of loaded chunks. Mainly the bases, you know, only the bases that the owners haven't been on in a while. So if you're looking for your chunk loaders, I'm putting it in your chests. Chunk loaders and cauldrons, because both of those need to be removed for lag purposes. But I'm putting all the stuff into a chest, so just a heads up. But anyways, he's got all of his animals in here. His draw network right there. And his smeltery system is blood altar. And then if we step outside here, his garden. Oh, I love the way the sugarcanes look on Darklands, in the Darklands biome. I learned, oh, I like that, where the TP's sticking up out of the roof. But, of course, we lived in Darklands in all the mods, and I was like, well, it was Darklands Highlands, and I was like, I don't want to deal with that snow ever again, but it wouldn't be too bad if we had like a good melter block. But it's nice to be out of the Darklands, so. And I think that's all of his base at the moment. And then over here we have Diroy Mag's base, which his has changed quite a bit. He's building like a castle design here, and there's like a little bridge here. Shoom. I love that speed boost across those bridges. So up here we've got the Between Lands portal, and then the actual entrance to his base is down here. There's this Abyssal Craft stuff down in a hole, which is good, so the mobs can't escape. And Darkstone prevents the explosions from destroying any blocks. And then right up through here is this, what is this, aqueduct? Yeah, it's an aqueduct system coming through there. I actually quite like that. I quite like that a lot. I think it's just attached underground. But if we come through here, we've got his blood altar right here, and then over here his Better with Add-ons set up. A little bit of farm. A little farm here. Oh, that's interesting. For some reason, I was thinking cactus wouldn't grow next to sugarcane. I don't guess I've ever actually tried it. That's pretty nifty. I learned something. I learned something here. And then up here, animals. And these horses love to break their leads, like in this pack. They absolutely love it. Let's head into here. He's got his hunting dimension portal, and then like a little tower right here. Kind of overlooks the Darklands. And then let's pop back down here. A little bit of a blacksmithing, like workshop area, storage right there. Then he's got his light well set up right there, and his smeltery and all that stuff. Back over here, we'll explore the outside and then we'll head inside, which I haven't actually been inside. I've looked at the outside a bit, but I was waiting for the server tour to go inside, so I'm quite curious. And then another tower on this side. Iron lattices. And I think, yeah, that brings us back to the blood magic area. So let's head inside here. And let's see what's going on. We have a vendor, Swap-O-Matic. The farming for blockheads. And then, I'm not sure how we're supposed to get upstairs. I'm just gonna jump upstairs. There we go. Okay, this is all, it hasn't been built in just yet. There's a lot of little nooks, though, as you go up this. And then right here we've got, okay, towers. Seems like he's in the process of working on this at the moment. And this, does it wrap around? Oh, it does. Okay. Aha. So his base has changed a bit. I know he stays pretty busy with work, so... But I do see him on occasion, so... I haven't seen him on in a little bit, but I imagine... I know, like, I won't see him on, and then I'll see him on, like, a week later, or 2 weeks later, or whatever, you know, so... So right up here, Astral Sorcery area, and his crafting altar. As well as a beautiful view. Oh, Belgor's Balgor's altar over here. There we go. Iridescent altar. Beautiful stuff. I know he's got a teleport set up. And what is this? Aha. I guess this was like a ladder system, but maybe now he's got flight. So he probably removed it, I imagine. And their bases from the map. There is Balgor's base and Diroy Mag's base. Dun-dun-dun. Okay, so now on to the southern bases, which will be Faraday, Damien, Garlic and Cropter, and Sphered. And I think that's the main ones. Like I said, I mean, we had a lot of people join after the last server tour, but a lot of them are still like Age 0 bases and stuff. They only played for a little while. So we're mainly hitting the ones that have actually a base to tour, you know, so to speak. Okay, so Faraday's base, if you recall, you can kind of see it off in there. His base hasn't changed down here. It hasn't changed all that much. It's still the factory, and then this was his Galacticraft area. I can't remember. I honestly cannot remember if this was here on the last server tour or not. But I know that the majority of his work has been spent up there. So this pylon that we were like messing with last server tour. Let's go over here. He's got a little warp plate right here, an Ender elevator from Ender Utilities. And it takes us up through the pylon system. Shoop. And then, dun dun dun, here's his base. Which actually I did show this off on a stream as well. A bit back. But a lot has changed since then. So over here, we have his Astral Sorcery area. Which is, it's basically like his one down there, but he's brought it up to the sky. He's got all the trees around it. It's quite pretty. All these different variety of trees out through here. His iridescent altar set up. And let me clear up the weather. It slipped my mind. I don't know how long it's been raining. It doesn't faze me, I guess. I don't notice it. But anyways, he's got all of his altars set up here. Like I said, I think he's going to be coming back here soonish, because he's been gone for a couple weeks. So if we come through here, I love, and now that we're at age 4, we can actually start using mineral, and I'm super excited about it, because that's something I've been waiting for since we started. You know, I chopped down mineral trees, can't use them until age 4, so we're finally at the age where we can actually use mineral, and I'm super excited, because we're going to be using this a lot within the castle. So we can finally move forward with that. And a little fountain right here. And then off over here, we have his Galacticraft area. Dun, dun, dun. Look at that. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. His little Galacticraft area, and then his different rockets. All set up on their own like little pads and everything. Which is quite nifty. We did something kind of similar back in, what was that? Project Ozone, I think it was. Yeah, Project Ozone, but this is a lot nicer because mine was like really cramped together on like a space, floating space station. I quite like this little area though. And I imagine this is for his 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, this will be for the tier 10 rocket, which is the top tier. That's going to go there. But you can see, I mean, he's pretty progressed through. I mean, he's up to the tier 7 rocket. Maybe even a tier, well, no, probably not tier 8. He doesn't have the launch pad down. I bet that's what he's working on right now. So it's a lot of Galacticraft. And then, I'm not sure what he's going to put over here. I think tier 10 is still the last one, right? With the extra planets. Well, I can't even see it, but I'm pretty sure tier 10 is the final one. And then over here, let's see, what is this? Oh, it's a stage 5. Hydraulic press. That's what this is. Interesting. And then all of his Galacticraft stuff down through there. I'm still so disappointed in this pack with their modular machinery. It's literally all 3x3x3 and 3x2x3 multi-blocks. So it drives me insane. Over here we have kind of like a little farm garden area, like between lands section right over here. Little between lands farm. And then ironwood slats. Can you make those now? Can you do that? Because they weren't craftable before. Aha! You can make ironwood now. Thank goodness. Because at least up until the most recent update, you couldn't craft ironwood, which was a big disappointment. So So maybe now we can craft it and I can use it. Because I do quite like the ironwood. That like lacquered looking wood is really, really nice. And then let's see over here, animals, aluminum fences. I do quite like the colors in this base a lot. And then over here, these are all mineral leaves. Oh, they're so pretty. So pretty. Actually, that's one of the reasons, when I mentioned we were going to add greenery to that bridge, it's going to be like little floating gardens. And that's one of the things I was waiting on to do that was mineral, actually. We're going to have floating trees and floating hedges and floating fountains and all that good stuff crossing over that bridge. So, I've been waiting on mineral for a while. to finally be able to use it. I wish they would have allowed us to use it in like Age 0 or Age 1 or something like that, but no luck. And then over here he's got, magical crop stuff going. Bonsai trees, which I'm super excited about. Next episode, bonsai trees. Definitely bonsai trees. And then probably starting Pneumaticraft, but I do want to get those going for all the other wood types. You know, we got that big super wood farm, but then I want bonsai trees for like everything else. Over there he's got a compact machine set up. And then let's head up into the main area of his base. And right over here, there's like a little, what is this? Spawner room. Right here. Oh, and there's a ender elevator here. Oh, so I can pop down inside of it. I don't want to go in there. And then we can pop on top of it before we go in. And like, look at that. All Aurora blocks. Quite pretty. Quite pretty. And then right down here, he's got all of his environmental tech stuff. It's like kind of built off coming out of there. Looks like void miners and stuff like that. Resource miners and all that. Okay, let's head on inside of here. And this is what it looks like when you first walk in. Quite pretty. And then he's got his refined storage system. Is this... okay, it's got power. It's just showing like it's no power. And then over here, smeltery setup. And let's see, let's head upstairs on this wing. And we've got mechanism. Looks like an ore processing or maybe ore quintupling system. Precision sawmill, mechanical squeezer. No, it's not quintupling. It's I don't know. He's got some infusing. He's got some enriching, some metallurgic infusers. Basically just a mechanism set up, it looks like, for like automation purposes. And then if we come through the center, he's got like an experience pylon and an unenchant pylon. That is H5, it looks like. Wow. Dun. And then over here, typesetting, which does not, I don't think works in this pack. I think it was actually removed, the printing press, because I was going to craft one a bit back, yeah. And it wasn't usable, so does not work in this pack. Mainly, it's not due to this pack; it's due to a bug with Bibliocraft. Is the reason it doesn't work. Then back here, all of his refined storage stuff, and then actually additions, infusion, and then if we head upstairs, we've got all of his immersive engineering presses going, or 5 of them. May not need the other ones later. I don't know which one this is. But that looks like it's probably 2x2 and 3x3, and then wire, rods, plates. What's he doing here? It looks like he's doing ethylene, isn't he? Yeah, he's doing ethylene. Gas turbine right there. We're going to be doing that. That's actually available in Age 4, I guess. I don't think there's anything holding us back. Because, yeah, we've got mechanism, we've got, everything that we need for ethylene. So, I did an ethylene setup in the past on all the mods, all the mods. Like, back when it first came out, like, not all the mods expert or anything like that, but like the original one. And it's crazy power. It's insane power. I want to say maybe I've set one up. I think I set one up on Expert Remaster too. I can't remember, but anyways, this has been Faraday's base. I quite like it. It's like kind of like spacey, futuristic. style with all the Aurora. And that is not Aurora blocks. That's those quick change ones, isn't it? Yeah, ceramics. Rainbow porcelain from ceramics. And that is Faraday's base from the sky. Right there. I hit something. I was flying. But there we go. There's his base. And then if we head just south of that, we're going to hit Damien's base. You can actually sometimes manage to see both of them. Sometimes. Okay, so Damien's base, here we go. This one hasn't changed a whole lot since the last server tour. It's still really impressive to look at, but it's, for the most part, I think it's pretty much the same as the last server tour, I think, except for maybe one area, I think. Because I think all this was here, and then I believe these were here, I think. I'm not for sure. But he's got that big crane. I love that crane. And he stopped not too long after the last server tour, I think. It was shortly after. So, which is kind of sad because I was really excited to see how this base like grew and expanded. But then out here we've got, and I think these were here in the last server tour too. Like these garage doors. I think it's, for the most part, I think it's the same as it was. There was never anything put in here. And then upstairs we have kind of like this little foreman office up here overlooking it. And then his, looks like his power's stopped on his refined storage system. And then up here his bed, his triple bed, his king size California king bed. And then I think that's, yeah, like I said, I think this base is still the same as it was. Still really impressive to look at. It's raining again. But I believe Damien's been playing one of the other patron servers. I think he was playing Continuum, because we've also got Continuum and then we've got Enigmatica. And I think he was playing Continuum, I believe. So I just don't have the time to play those two in addition to Ixoria. So, and right now I do plan on Continuum. I don't have a whole lot of interest in because it's kind of just another FTB pack. But Enigmatica, I'm quite interested in, like, later on down the road. But I don't know for sure. We'll see. Not right now, because I'm playing Ixoria and SevTech. And right here this is Damien's base from the map. And then we'll head over to Garlic and Cropter's base, which I think theirs is still relatively the same as well. They did build out this, which is quite impressive. Something they were working on for Astral Sorcery. So they have an absolute ton of attunement altars set up here. It's like the Astral Sorcery hub, so to speak. I got to get back on my Astral Sorcery area because, like, it's still like super unfinished, that floor, because we moved into so much immersive engineering there for a bit. But I will say I've done a bit of building. I'm not going to show it to you this episode because this is all about the rest of the server and looking at this, the rest of the server bases and everything. But I have done a bit of building, and I'm going to continue doing a bit of building over the weekend. So hopefully by next episode there'll be a bit of work. I'll try to remember to do the Astral Sorcery stuff. But I think their base is, for the most part, aside from the Astral Sorcery area, I think it's mostly the same. Galacticraft stuff right there. And then I want to say this building was kind of empty. It's a lot of mechanism and stuff. I want to say it was like fairly empty last time we came through here. Or maybe it was just the top floor was empty. I think maybe it was just the top floor was empty. I can't remember, but anyways, there's a bunch of Galacticraft, immersive engineering stuff around here. And then I love this building here that's like split through the middle. And then a lot of their multi-blocks, seared furnace, smeltery, creosote ovens, and creosote and all that stuff. And then back through here is their storage area. Oh, it's that brownstone. Their storage area back here, and then I think this just leads down to, I think it was a portal, right? We looked at it last server tour. I think it's just like a nether portal or something. Yeah. Nether portal down there. Kind of moving through these bases, if the ones that haven't changed a whole lot since the last time we came through, kind of moving through these a bit more briskly. But here is their drawer network in this area here. What's that sign say? Overflow drawers. Huh. But actually they're locked, so they're not going to overflow. They won't overflow into that. And then down through here. And I think, for the most part, I can't remember if this little cooking for blockheads... Yeah, I think this was here last episode as well. And I think that's everything. That's a village down there, so that's their base. And I think that's the main thing that was new. And then let's pop over to Zephyr's base. I'm actually kind of curious. His base is so far off, like, I don't get a chance to visit it as much, because it's like on the other side of the world. And, oh, he's got a Celestial Gateway now. But, like, I can't find their Celestial Gateway, so I have to, like, double teleport, you know, bounce hop over. I think this is all pretty much the same. There's a Galacticraft thing right there. And he's got a, what looks to be probably tier 4 altar, I think. And then I think all this is pretty much the same as it was the last time we came through. I do believe. This staircase wasn't here. Ah, okay. This wasn't here. Or maybe, actually, this was here. So maybe he just, like, opened this up and removed some of the stuff that was down here. What's going on here? That's the worst thing about the mechanism pipes. It's just bouncing items around. But he's got a ethylene setup here as well. Which is superpower. We're going to start getting into that before too long. Which is kind of sad because it's going to pretty much blow away the turbine power. But that's okay. Because like this one only has 7 turbines. We're going to go for the full, I want to say it's 50? Is it 50 turbines? Yeah, it's 50 turbines that can be installed. I was thinking so. And we're going to have ones producing 500 RF per tick per turbine. So, I mean, it's going to just destroy the steam turbine power, and it's free. Really, liquid ethylene's, like, just super easy. I'm surprised that still hasn't been fixed, because that was around in 1.10 was when I first found it, when Advanced Generators was first a thing, because I was playing around with it back in, you know, original, all the mods, 1.10, and playing around with the fuel consumption, and I was like, hey, liquid ethylene. And I was so sure that one day they were going to like patch that and change it. I don't know what this multi-block is. Industrial loom. Interesting. It's another box. So much effort put into these modular machines, I tell you. I feel like I need to build like a core, like an exterior to it, and have just like the core be the modular machine, so you have like a, I don't know, a little access panel. I think that's what I'm going to have to do, because these things are just, they're an eyesore. They really are. They're horrible looking in this pack. I'm so disappointed by that. But yeah, I think this is all pretty much the same as it was. There is something up here. His Astral Sorcery setup. I can't remember if this was here before or not. I want to say no, but I don't know. It's been a while. Okay, and then the last base, we have John Wag. His base, he's got, he's up to the point where he's got his Astral Sorcery, you know, teleportation up and going, and his Celestial Altar, and then over here, we have his house. His home and his Blood Altar right there. Casting basin set up for making leather. And then he's got a smeltery and everything. And let's head inside here. I see portals over there. Inside of here, drawer network. And storage stuff is better with mods. Set up over here. His kiln right there. Let's see, what's downstairs here? Oh, I gotta go down. I could just toggle off my climbing claws, but I just walked backwards. Yeah, it's just to dig down to bedrock. And, oh. It comes out in this huge, like, cave area. And then let's head back upstairs. Eat real quick. Then up here is just a work in progress, it looks like. Oh my gosh. enough cows to feed the server right here, with feeding troughs to make more, of course. Oh my gosh, so many cows, like what, 100? Then let's see, over here he's got a little portal area set up right here, and there is John Wag's base from the map, and he's actually west of Red Rock Mountain Man. So Red Rock Mountain Man's over there, John Wag is over here. Some of these bases are actually really hard to find if they don't have a portal. Like, they are very difficult to find. Oh, and by the way, there is Sphered's base from the map. I think I forgot to show that. So there is his base. And I believe that's all of them. I mean, there's some others around, but most of them are, you know, like I said, like cobblestone, you know, age 0 bases and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna go over all of those. As I explore it, I always find like new ones. I actually found like 2 new ones today. I think that was one of them. Mainly just like cobblestone with wooden walls type thing. There was one I found that was actually burning down when I found it. I guess it got hit by lightning or something like that, but half of it was on fire. Because it was like the start of a wooden house. I put out all the fire, but it looks like lightning struck it, and it was just like burning down when I arrived. So I was like playing firefighter. I was like, no. So I put that out to try to stop the flames. So, but anyways, that's all the bases that, you know, were like semi-developed and whatnot. So, like I said, I mean, a lot of people after they hit age 5, a lot of people left. I guess the Galacticraft grind and everything. So, a lot of the bases, like Damien's base and stuff like that, kind of like stopped where it was. And like I said, I mean, it was shortly after the last server tour, like I don't know, a week after maybe or something like that, you know. Oh, and also if you want to see my base, because I haven't showed it in a while, if you want to see my base from the sky, there is my base. And look at this. It's starting to look really cool on the top of our immersive engineering steam building. I actually had to break the glass above the solars. I'll show you next episode. I had to break the glass over the solars because they stopped working randomly. They were working fine with glass above them, then all of a sudden they stopped registering with glass above them, so I had to break the glass directly above the solars. Just randomly. It just randomly happened, so. But anyways, I know it's about wrapping up point for this episode, so I am going to end it out here. Next episode, we'll be back working on progression. We are going to hit bonsai trees for sure next episode. I've been waiting for those for a while, and I want to start getting like mineral. I want to put mineral into bonsai trees and get those running. And honestly, once those are up and running, we'll have more than enough resources in terms of wood. Like every wood type, there might be a couple wood types that don't work with mineral or with bonsai trees, but I think most of them should, and they're pretty much just they're a magic block, I'll go ahead and say. It's nothing like the Steve's Cart setup. It's pretty much set them and forget them. They are kind of bland and boring, but they're server friendly for, you know, having the multitude of different trees available, so you always have all the types of wood. And then we might automate it so that we have all the types of planks. I'm actually curious if there's a better way in this age to get planks. It looks like that's a no. I don't know why that would be. Why we're still using the saw from like age 2 or age 1. I don't know. Whenever we got that saw. I think it was age 1 actually. We can actually look and see. Yeah, it was like age 1, I think, when we got grinding your gears. At most, it might have been the beginning of age 2. But I want to say it was like the end of age 1 that we got that. Because we were going through all of this stuff. The gears and all that stuff with better with add-ons. Or better with mods. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know why there's not a better way to make planks yet. But okay, whatever. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you're not already, to stay updated with when new videos come out. If you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments. I'll do my best to get those answered for you. And be sure and show your love down in the comments for the bases and everything. So, anyways, I hope to see you guys next time. Until then, as always, do take care, stay safe, have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you guys next week.